Welcome everybody to TruExact Show. I'm here with Eric, Ellie, and Brian, and joining us today is Boston MC, rapper, artist, whatever you want to call him, promoter. I mean, jack of all trades. Yeah, we'll get to everything.
Yeah.
Hero The Emcee. How you doing, man?
Dude, I'm good. I don't know if it was on the record when I said it, but it's a good day to be alive. Like every day is a good day to be alive.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, of course. You got to count your blessings. That's what I say. I actually have that tattooed on my chest.
Ooh.
I don't.
That's cool.
I don't have a tattoo.
You don't? Okay.
It's spelled with a K.
Yeah. I'm scared of needles. Why did I say that 3 times? Okay.
It's a henna.
It's a henna.
It's a henna.
Henna. Big Jersey Shore thing. Henna tattoos. Those were cool. All right. Before we get into some questions about your music and your Bars Over Bars media, I want to get into. We like to get a background of the people we have on. So, like, tell us about yourself, your upbringing, how you got into music in general, not just hip hop. Like the first thing you heard that like was whimsical, and you're like, okay, I want to do this shit. Go on, man.
Yeah. So my mother took me to a Gangstar show when I was really young. I was 5. They were touring for the owners, and they did a show at the Middle East like they usually do, because Guru's from Roxbury, so that's pretty close. And it's just from there having that spiritual moment of this is what hip hop is. It really set in stone for me. Not only Guru being my biggest influence from Gangstar, but hip hop as a whole coming into my life. From there, it's just kind of discovering more and more hip hop. I mean, you listen to an artist and they get a feature, and then you check out that feature, and then you're a fan of them, and it's just a snowball effect of more and more hip hop. I've always been attached to the more 90s lyrical sort of hip hop, which I think is hip hop in its greatest form. There are people like J. Cole and Kendrick that are still holding the torch today. There are still people like Nas just won a Grammy for the first time for his fantastic fucking album. So there are still people doing it. I'm just more attached to the 90s people who are still doing it today, and 90s hip hop as a whole.
Does it bother you though? Like, obviously, I'm a little older now, so I don't have as much time to tap in. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, if you show me an artist that's new, you better show me his best song, because if I don't I don't have the time to go back.
Yeah, so that's how quick right. It is. If every song, even a small artist, if every song that you have out, if one of them's garbage and you know it's garbage, just get rid of it. Just delete it. Because if somebody checks it out, and that's their first example of you, they're going to think everything's like that, you know?
That's actually a good point. We actually hear that a lot from the artists who come on. I know a couple of people, I won't name them, but they've mentioned that they've gotten rid of a lot of their old stuff because they don't like it. And like, they don't want people to Google them, and they find like a TruExact song from 2006, and it's like, ooh, like, why do I have this on here? Granted, I have my old stuff up there, and only a few of my friends know where it is, but it is a hidden gem, and one day it will be used against me, and I don't care. But you get mad that like the 90s dudes might not get the credit, or they don't get the recognition that the newer artists do. It's kind of like an old baseball player, like you're a Red Sox fan. Like, someone from the 90s didn't make the money as someone now. And it's like, it's fine, but they're not paying homage. Do you feel that doesn't happen enough? Since you're a big 90s fan.
No one's making money in the music industry right now. Mostly because streaming is the most popular thing to do, and the revenue and the return on investment of it is 0.
Yeah.
I mean, you need 278 streams to get $1 on Spotify, which is a lot of streams to get $1. And then you multiply that by a lot and a lot and a lot. And it takes like 100,000 streams to make like $300,
Yeah, it's a real cock tease, because when you go gold on Spotify, 500,000 streams, you're making like nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, it is nowhere near the amount of revenue you could have from 500,000 albums sold. But it's just not the way that we consume media anymore. I mean, I still buy CDs, especially from local acts when I go to shows. By the way, having a CD, having merch is like one of the, like, even just a business card is one of the most important things you can have as a musician. Because if you're at a show and you're trying to talk to me, like, I'll never remember you. I'm awful with faces. I'm awful with anything. If you tell me to go home and follow you, I'll forget. Just hand me a card and then we're good for life. I'll remember it,
No, that's actually, we've been to a couple of shows, Bri and Eric, like, we do get cards, and that actually forced us to get them, because you're right, it's something to go home with.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah. I mean, and business cards are super cheap. Like stickers are cool. Especially, I mean, you stamp them at the gas station, and everybody who gets gas at the gas station is like, that looks kind of cool, you know?
See, yeah, I'm a bad investor. I invested all our money in bendy straws. It just didn't work out.
You bought a lot of Blockbuster stock?
Yeah, just like a bad thing to hand out at shows. Like nobody drinks through straws anymore. Plus, everyone's like environmentally sound, so the plastic kind of.
Hey, you turtle killing asshole.
Okay.
That'd be a great T-shirt.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys know this, but the amount of waste in the ocean that the amount of straws in the ocean as compared to the rest of the weight, like 0.03% of all waste in the ocean is straws. So it's not a lot. It's
Ellie?
like it's like trying. It's like trying.
I'm it. No, stop.
Yeah,
Stop.
Ellie's like Ellie's our environmentalist here.
Shut down.
No, hold on.
Shut the fuck down. So, granted, it might not be all straws, but the straws that do make it in there, they do. Everyone's seen that video of the turtle getting the straw pulled out of its nose, but it's just plastic in general. Like there's a giant, if you were to put all the microplastics and plastics in the ocean together, it's the size of Texas in the ocean right now. So, granted, no, is it straws individually? No, but
it's plastic. Yeah.
Yes.
I get it.
Okay, that was civil. That was civil. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
What about forks? Just a guy who tries to stir it up.
What about sporks? How much is that?
I don't know. You have to take a survey or something. Go collect them.
I'm with you though. It's some like, look, I know the environment. Brian's on the conspiracy side here. Go on, Brian.
Brian, talk about sporks, please.
I think it's all a lie because they just want to create businesses that want to say that they're cleaning the ocean up. But in how many years have they been doing all this stuff, and there's still the same amount of plastic for the size of Texas? Just saying.
Ellie.
Dude, Ellie does not like any of us right now.
Let's say this. All right, let's say this.
But it could be the size of Alaska if we didn't stop.
So the problem is
shut up, Eric.
The problem is the plastics, correct? So they made straws that are biodegradable. But what did they wrap them in?
Plastic.
What are you talking about? No, the paper straws you get now, it's paper. They dissolve after a while.
All right, let's move on. Sorry about this, Hero.
No. I started it. I totally started it. It's good. It's good.
This is why this show is great. You come in here talking about hip hop, you talk about pollution of the ocean, and you just never know. It's like a backyard barbecue.
You're just killing turtles with the fucking straws. God damn it.
That's all right. Turtles have had their time.
Yeah, so, definitely.
It's like the polar.
I disagree. I like turtles.
All right, so you went to the Gangstar one. So like you went to the concert, the Guru. Sorry, you went to the You went to the concert. Now, as you were getting older, who else influenced you and maybe your style? If you don't mind me saying, I like to like compare people. I know you might hate it. I get somewhat Cypress Hill from you. Was there any influence?
Be real. No, there's not a lot of Cypress Hill in me. For me, it's mostly Guru, mostly Royce, mostly Nas, mostly Jay. Some people say I sound like the white dude from Cunnilingus. I don't know if you're familiar. No. That's how unfamiliar I am with Cunnilingus because I can't even name the dude. But there's a lot of stuff that I think makes up my my influences, and I think that's a very important thing to have as an artist, because if you turn on an artist and immediately you're like, that sounds like that, it's not good. It's not a good look for you, because then they could just go listen to that guy. You know, it's good to be a mixture of things, because then they can't pick you out, and then you're kind of unique.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Good point. I'll pass it along before we get into your other media stuff. Eric, go on.
Eric, how we feel about straws?
Yeah, I'm cool to get back on the straws. Boston. What's like the rap? Because I've been there a couple times, but like, what? But no, like I've been there a couple times, but like, what's like the rap scene there? Like, I really don't know it like that. Like, enough from being like New York, we think like LA, New York, like that's what we think. Like, is there a big like Boston presence? Because I know who was the guy that used to get in beefs with Eminem? Benzino. Like, that's who I think of if it's Boston. Is there anybody else that we may not know?
We got Marky Mark, who has been in every movie ever since 1998. The rap scene out in Boston is hot garbage.
Okay. Is that a band or
no?
Is that a group?
That's a group. Hot garbage tonight.
I don't really know what it's like in any other city because I've very rarely left New England. I didn't leave New England until a few years ago when I helped drive my grandmother down to Florida, where she lives now. Which was a cool thing to do because it's seeing the rest of the United States. It's such a beautiful country. But the hip hop scene out here is literally just a race to get the fuck out. People want to get to New York. They want to get to Atlanta. They want to get to California because that's where the connections are and that's where the foundation is. There is nothing here for artists to grow and build yet. You know, I mean, Guru from Gangstar, who left such a fantastic hip hop legacy, left Boston to go to New York, and he didn't really represent it. Bia, it's not that black and white, but Bia, who is a R&B artist, who's gaining a lot of popularity, is from Boston, but you really don't know that unless you're from Boston. You have to leave Boston to get the connections, and with that, it's so cutthroat. Every single opportunity is a race to get it. We don't around here. Most people see their neighbor as their competition. When in reality, I mean, my competition is people selling millions of records. I can use my neighbor for connections and help and use my neighbor to get bigger and bigger. We get bigger together. The goal with the Bars Over Bars thing that I started is to literally build a foundation for hip hop here. Boston does not have a Hot 97. We don't have anything huge like that. If we could get a foundation here in New England, it would be fucking fantastic, and we could finally be known as a force to be reckoned with in hip hop.
I want to ask you because listen, this is just a stereotype Boston has. I don't live there. I've been there once. I like it. I like the city. I think it's a cleaner New York, if you will, as they say. Mm-hmm. Listen, there's a lot of stuff coming out from these. You hear athletes, you hear, actors that Boston is a real, once again, I don't know, a racist city. Like, do you think that has an effect on the hip hop genre not being as big? Like, you could correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know the city, but that's like a stereotype they have.
Yep. I don't agree with that. Okay. Most of the, I don't know if this is racist or bad for me saying, but most of the hip hop artists I know are white. And I don't know if that's just the hip hop scene. I don't know if that's just me being a white dude and knowing other white dudes.
Yeah, that's fine.
But most of the talented people I've ever met in this region have been white people. And I think the hip hop scene out here is very white, and that is not a bad thing. I think that it shows that I think it shows that the talent out here is more white, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean it as an insult. That's just like what you hear. Like, I'm sure you've heard it. Like, as a stereotype. So I was just interested in it, but because like you don't have your Hot 97, you don't have. So I mean, it'd be cool because I like when people represent cities that aren't really like known in any culture. I think it's kind of cool. Like Benny the Butcher, Buffalo, New York. Like, it's really cool to just be a random, city in New York. Yeah. Like, and I don't think you should go to New York, and I don't think Boston should chase New York. Like, build your own foundation there.
Yeah,
when you get to New York, you just become saturated with everything else. Like, why?
Small fish in a big pond.
Yeah, fish in a big pond, as Eric said.
And also, it's like right now, I feel like you don't necessarily have to go anywhere. I mean, if it's like you Spotify, YouTube, it was kind of like that already. But if that's the one thing we learned from this pandemic, it's like you could do anything from where you are right now. So why are you going to go to New York and spend $4,000 on a box just to hopefully hand your CD out to somebody who's going to throw it in the trash 10 feet later? Like, you might as well just invest money in better equipment, maybe even a marketing person. Like, I know I was talking to a girl today, she does marketing and branding and stuff like that. Hire one of those people, help you out. But I don't know what I'm talking about. So
have you
I just realized I sound like I know, I don't. So, yeah.
Have you ever tried to produce kind of your own shows?
Yeah. So January of 2020, I started something called Bars Over Bars. And basically in the city of Boston, if you want to perform, you need to pay somebody to perform.
Yeah.
Right? I need to hand a promoter money and they give me the mic. It's that cut and dry. Most of the time, it comes with tickets, and most of the time, if you sell half of them, you get your money back. But if you're an artist starting out, let's say you spend $300 on a slot, it comes with 40 tickets. Each ticket's worth $15. I need to sell 20 of those tickets to make my money back. But if this is my first show, right? Not only will the promoter take my money and not care that it's my first show and I can't bring 40 people out, right? But I'm not going to be able to sell pretty much any tickets. And anybody I get to come out is probably going to be family. And can you really charge your family to come out and see?
Hell yeah.
No, I get what you're saying though. It's hard.
If they support you.
Yeah, but it's like when people ask for like free shirts. It's hard charging your friends and family.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
merch,
and even like members of your team, like you got to get them out for free and stuff like that. So all I wanted to do was throw free shows because not only does that allow artists to perform for free and not have to worry about selling tickets and all that dumb shit, not only does it allow artists who've never performed before an experience to perform for free and without the stress of selling tickets and worrying if the promoter's not going to like you because you didn't bring anybody, but it allows me to be the gatekeeper of quality, meaning that no matter it allows me to book talent first, not people who are going to bring people, not people who are going to give me money for their slot. It allows me to book people who are fucking talented.
Good for you. Good for you.
And fortunately, most of the events I throw, I break even. So it's not like every event I'm losing thousands and thousands of dollars. So it's something that the city of Boston has never seen. And throwing free shows has given me this kind of I'm kind of like getting a little big around here as far as like people who are throwing shows, because not only are they not fucking happening, because you can't make money off of live stream shows, but I don't fucking care. So all the people who charge artists to perform are not throwing shows because no one's going to pay to perform for a live stream show.
Right. And to touch on that, Brian, let him, like, because Brian, you do comedy. This is the same shit that goes on with like comedy stuff.
Oh yeah, that's the reason why I'm asking, because it's the same shit with comedy. I mean, if you've ever known anyone that's done stand-up, I mean, there's things called bringer shows where it's like you can get a spot, you'll get a 5 or 8 minute spot somewhere, but they'll be like, all right, you got to bring 5 people with you.
Oh yeah, no, there's this online thing called Afton. I don't know if you've heard about that. They book shows and your slot time is determined by how many tickets you sell.
That's so
that's not something I fuck with either, because I mean, you could be on the bill, you could be on the lineup and not bring anybody, and they're just like, you can't perform. And I get it, but I don't get it, you know?
Right.
Well, you know, the thing is, it's like it's with anything, like it all just takes time. Like the more shows you do, eventually you'll get more and more people coming out. And then if you have, like you said, like you're the gatekeeper, so you're essentially saying like, okay, I want you on the show, I don't want you on the show, because people are going to come out based on who you have there.
Yeah. You know? So I've been a part of 150 events in the last 2 years, which is fucking crazy. Some people don't even perform 10 times a year. I've done it 150 times in 2. I've thrown 30 Bars Over Bars shows since July of last year. Which is a lot of shows. That's around 5 a month or so. All during a global pandemic. I don't know if that's a flex or not, but for me, it was about keeping hip hop moving in New England, and keeping hip hop moving in New England where it seems like everyone else has kind of just stopped.
Did you ever think about reaching out to someone who does one of these battle leagues and running a New England branch?
We actually we're actually planning a couple rap battle events very soon, actually, which I have not talked about. It is not it is not a area of my expertise, but I do have a friend, a part of Bars Over Bars, who is very familiar with the rap battle concept. So we are, because he goes to a lot of rap battle events, he's a battle rapper, and we're going to work on setting up sort of battle raps and ciphers and more apart from your traditional hip hop events are going to be ciphers and rap battles and stuff like that. That's coming very soon. So we're just trying to tap into every field of hip hop.
Oh, it's really cool. I'm glad like you're giving people a shine, because like
I
remember we've had Nino Bless on a few times, And like he kind of exposed like how it is. And these dudes who you think, oh, he opened for Cameron, he opened for so-and-so, he's paying to open for Cameron.
Yeah,
he's paying to open for these people. It's not like I don't know Cameron. I don't know Cameron. I'm just using his name as an example. But like for him, Cam isn't calling the person, be like, yo, you want to open? This dude's paying to cover what is probably like the ticket entrance that they don't sell. So like it's all facade.
I mean, I know how this fucking shit works.
Yeah.
You pay an absurd amount of money to open for little fucking dipshit, right?
Hey, that's your rap name.
Young Lollipop.
Damn little fucking dipshit. Thanks for coming out.
Young Lollipop. You pay $1 million to open for Young Cheddar. But where does that fucking get you? Because Young Cheddar doesn't fucking post the flyer with your name on it. We probably won't even post the fucking flyer. Okay? And what is that? And he doesn't show up till his set. Right? So what does that get you? Right? I have a whole song about that on my album I dropped in November called Reason, which is basically about like if an artist was as big as he said he was, like if I opened for Method Man, why am I not as big as Method Man as soon as I open for him? You know, it's shit like that. Obviously, it's not that cut and dry, but promoters hype it up like that. Like, oh, this is an opportunity you can't miss. You're going to get 1 billion fans from this event. And you go there, you play your set, and Method Man shows up for his set and then fucking leaves after, you know?
Doesn't even mention you.
Didn't even post the flyer, doesn't give a fuck. Because to these artists to these label artists, they don't fuck around. They're already getting bleached dry. So they're just getting their money and leaving.
Right, and they might take a photo with you.
Maybe. I mean,
probably not even that.
Joyner Lucas is becoming a very big hip hop artist. He's from Worcester, which is about an hour west of Boston.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, he represents it good. The problem is that Joyner did kind of what a lot of artists do, or what a lot of what. Let me see if I can reiterate this. Joyner did a lot of cutthroat stuff
I heard that a lot.
Where he did a lot of things to get ahead, and he would fuck people over to get ahead because it's on one side it's his career. Why shouldn't he? You know, if there's one slot to open for somebody and he wants it, he's got to try to get it. You know, it only goes to one person, and I get it. But having that mentality, my mentality is always, I've done 150 events in 2 years, there's going to be one next week. Like, if I fuck this one up, there's one next week, you know? But for some of these people, this is it. This is the time. It's like a teenage movie. It's like, this is the night. There's only one night. There's no other night like tonight, and we got to get it, you know? But I opened for Joyner Lucas in 2018, and it got me fucking nowhere. I mean, he didn't show up to his meet and greet. He just showed up to his set, and he played his thing and left.
Was that kind of soul crushing? Like at that time, like you're like, oh my god, I'm open. Did you tell everyone? And then it like you didn't get like the following you thought you would, or you know, was it completely different in your mind than what happened after?
Yeah, I mean, it's just hot garbage. I performed in front of like 4 people, and then Joyner Lucas showed up like 3 hours later, and then the room was packed. And then, I mean, it just
sucks. Promoters
do crazy shit.
Yeah, you wish someone like that though would like know. And like, look, we're not in that position. Maybe we'll never be. Maybe we will. But like, I can't imagine doing that. Like, I feel like I would show love to the person.
Oh yeah, no. If the situation was reversed, I'd be the first fucking person at the venue,
and just
I would be the
them.
first one there.
Yeah.
Anytime anyone sends me something and they want me to listen to it, I listen to it. Like, they want me to put it on my Instagram story, I got you. It's got to be good. I got to like it because, again, I'm the gatekeeper of quality. But the fan interaction is there, and I love it. And if the situations were reversed, if I was a big ass artist and a bunch of nobodies were opening for me, I would be the first fucking person at the venue, and I would not only like hype up the artist, promote the artist, follow the artist, tag the artist in post, try to get people to follow them, try to build their following, but I would just be a fan and support them as well.
No, I'm
sure a lot of people say that and then they don't do that. But for me, I don't ever see a world where I don't do that.
I was going to say, just to kind of play devil's advocate a little bit with that, like, I know that most people with a good heart would do something like that because it's that you can't have that like feast or famine mentality where it's like, well, I'm the only one that's going to eat. I'm the only one that's doing any of this stuff. Nobody else can do any of this. There's not enough for everyone else. But to a degree, that's kind of what got these guys there to the position that they're at in the first place, unfortunately, because look, it's not even the music industry. It's every single industry, whether it's sports, whether it's art, whether it's acting, whatever it is, it's all cutthroat. Like you're going to show up and you're going to say, oh, I would be there early. I would do this. I would do that. But you're not in the same position as these guys who have eaten shit for years.
Yeah.
Like all industries are all fucked up. So like when you say, you know, oh, I opened for Joyner Lucas in 2018. He was a dick. He didn't fucking show up till he was about to go on, and then he left. He had no other responsibilities. He didn't give a shit about it. But it's like that's probably what got him there in the first place, because most of these guys, they come out of the gate like, oh, I would help other people, and then they get jaded along the way, and they're like, you know what, fuck this. I'm just gonna get my money, and that's it.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're getting. Like, you never know till you're in the position. You would just hope that, like, you would stick to your... Kind of like a politician. They all start off with the right intentions, and along the line, they all become corrupt pieces of shit.
Yeah, of course. Because all their money that they get from sponsors and things like that, you don't think that those people come back around and they're like, hey,
well, Brian, let's
that million I gave you? How about you vote no on this?
We gave $100 billion.
Brian, what he said... I think I'd be like him. I hope I would. What do you think? Like, do you think if we got big, you would do the same thing as us? Or would you just come on 3 hours later?
I mean, like, I would want to go in with that mentality. But to be honest with you, it's like, if you were to make it to that level and then now you see your idols that don't give a fuck about anyone else but themselves, you're like, wow, you know what? They got to where they are because they just have a ruthless mentality. Fuck it, I'm just gonna go with the game.
Fair. Hey, that's like
organized crime, though, right?
Hopefully, Hero, one day one of us knows what that's like, right. And then we can come back on and talk about it. I mean, you make some good points. We'll never know. Maybe we will, but I hope that we would have the same mentality. I mean, maybe since we're not there, we just don't know what we'd be like. But all right, that's the Bars Over Media stuff. Let's talk about your upcoming album now. Like, you're working on. You wanted to touch on that?
Yeah. So I just dropped an album in November called The Eighth Letter, and then I just put a single out at the 1st of April, which was Fenway opening day. The song's called "Fucking Boston." It's produced by a producer overseas in England named Wax 100. And I think that me meeting him is just a testament to like the power of YouTube beats, because I'm just on YouTube looking for beats, and then like I heard this guy and I was like, I need it. I need all of it. Like everything you got, I need it. Like that's just the power of the internet. So we got a whole project coming out hopefully at the end of the month called Polyvinyl Chloride, which is the main ingredient in Wax Records. That I just think it's a cool name.
That's real interesting. Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of played on like, you know, he's Wax. I mean, what makes a Wax record? That's just kind of how my mind went. So that's 10 tracks, got a lot of features on it. No really big names, but a lot of local guys that I trust and still deliver dope stuff. A lot of people I booked at shows that always deliver. Besides that, I mean, I'm working on a lot of other projects that are trying to get out this year as well.
Right. Before we get to like a couple of our final things, I want to ask, because I always ask this to a lot of the artists, actors, comedians we have on. One of the good friends of the show is Ren Thomas, and I know you watch the Grind Mode, so like you know who he is. And we asked him a question like about his battling on URL. This will come out after, so I'm not like exposing anything, but when he saw that when he battled, like he didn't get like the following he thought he would, and like there's some people like when he puts out music, like I asked him how he deals with the hate, not hate, but just like it's not kicking in and it's not flowing as quick as he thought. Like, how are you as an artist with social media? How do you deal with like people not? Let's say you put out your favorite song, people are like, "This is whack, I'm not feeling it." How do you
not being receptive?
Right, receptive. Like, how do you deal with that? Do you like just go to a place like mentally, like, you know what, I might not put it out for everybody. It might not be for everybody. Like, do you have to get to a place of like a good mental space before you put your stuff out, or you just wing it?
I think it needs to be. I think whatever you do needs to be 100% up to your satisfactory. I make music for me and me foremost. So if I love it, it's going out. I do appreciate all fan interactions, and I am grateful, very, very, very grateful for every fan I do have that do fuck with my music. To anyone who doesn't, I beg you to please tell me why, because I kind of compare it to like food reviews on Yelp. Like, don't tell me it's trash. Like, tell me like what's like less salt. Like, tell me give me examples, because like this shit's garbage doesn't give me any insight. Like,
gives you nothing to work on.
Give me actual criticism, and I'll tell you why. I message a lot of podcasts and radios and whatever trying to get on, and very very few times do I get radio hosts and podcast hosts who are like, yeah, I'm just not fucking with this, and even less time than that, they actually tell me what's wrong with it. I mean, if there's something wrong with my music, I want to know what it is so I can work on it, not just to please one person, but to understand what it can be. A lot of times I send music out to homies and they're just like, shit's fire. But like, why is it fire? What do you like?
They probably didn't even listen.
Yeah, they probably didn't even fucking click on it. But
send them a blank song. Yo, that shit was deep.
Yeah, shit like that. I think valuable criticism is important. I don't give it like if you just comment this shit's whack, I'll just block you. But if you like comment like, yo man, like I dig the song, I just think the mixing was like a little weird here, like that's like that'll hit you up in the DM and be like, yo man, thanks for doing that. Like let me try a few things and see if see if this works.
You're looking for constructive criticism.
I'm looking for constructive criticism, and it's a very important thing to have.
When you reviewed our song, you know, like it is what it is. We're not gonna please everybody, but you weren't an asshole about it. I've said that to Brian because like we went back and watched, and like I even messaged you. I appreciate the honesty. Like I did.
Yeah,
kind of irked me at first, but I appreciated the honesty. So
yeah.
It is.
The Wednesday stream that we do at Bars Over Bars, which is kind of a music submission thing, what is designed with the point of view of constructive criticism, because it's a very hard thing for artists to get, especially when they send music to only their friends. Yeah. Like if I send a song to my dad's going to be like, shit's awesome. But my dad doesn't like know shit about hip hop. Right. You know, what's he going to say? If it's the people you know don't want to hurt your feelings, right?
Our friends are pretty much assholes.
Sounds like you don't have the right kind of friends.
Yeah. No, but the stream we do at Wednesday on Bars Over Bars Media is designed for constructive criticism. And I think the song that you guys sent me is fucking dope. I think the hook's fresh. I just think that your verse, TruExact, just had like a little too much chorus effect on it, which I think made it sound a little sort of weaker in the mix, right, as compared to the second guy. That's just me. But
the second guy is Brian up here.
Brian, that shit was fresh.
So what you're saying is what you're saying is, I'm glad you said this. What you're saying is Brian mixes his verses better for himself than my verse.
Well, duh. That's why wouldn't it be that way?
It's all Brian's fault.
No. I just thought, and we even talked about it after the stream. We went live about that song. I think that your verse it was too wide in the mix, so it didn't come forward enough as much as Brian's. But that's
fine, bro.
That's just what I noticed.
Not mad.
Scott's editing that part out. Scott is the best. His mouth is
the best.
Even after we watched it, though, like I told him that I was like, I don't think it's what you necessarily did with your verse. I think it comes down to like a mixing thing, because like I went to school for audio engineering like years ago, and then I didn't fuck with it anymore. I didn't do anything. And then I just picked it back up. I went to a studio and like kind of interned for a little bit just to like get back into the whole thing, because I hadn't seen Pro Tools in like 8 or 9 years or just mess with it. So it was like, then I got I built like my setup and everything, so I was kind of getting back into doing everything. So I had said to him, like, that may have been on me because I didn't make your vocals stand out a little bit more. They were kind of set back in the beat a little bit more. Because, like, you know, when you start doing it, like, you kind of are almost overly cautious. And you don't want to have something be too loud or, this sounds fucked up, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to overproduce. So instead you underproduce.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it.
Like, there's no hard feelings. Like I said, it is what it is. I want to get to, before our final gun to your head segment, which is the best part of the show. No offense for every show we have. I'm a huge Shania Twain fan, Celine Dion. So I want to know who are artists that like no one would expect on your iPod that when they come on. I love asking this. Like I love Air Supply. I love all these cheeseball bands. So like, what's something that comes on? You're like, that's not mine, even though it's your guilty pleasure.
I probably listen to Little Red Corvette every day.
By Prince?
First of all, Prince is not a guilty pleasure. You should be proud of that. Okay,
so come on, give me something else. Give me something else. Give me the Backstreet Boys, Faith Hill, something.
Yeah, no, that's there's nothing to be embarrassed about with Prince.
No, I'm not embarrassed by Prince. I just think it's not something that anyone would think I would listen to every single day.
He's got the top down, Little Red Corvette every morning.
Baby, much too fast.
There you go.
And then Raspberry Beret comes on right after.
Not a big Prince fan, personally. But
okay.
First of all, kill yourself. But all right.
All right.
Okay.
No, I fuck with Michael Jackson. I love Paula Abdul. I love a lot of 80s pop. That's not only is that a big influence in hip hop, period, but I just think it's a fantastic and classical and very, very, very iconic era of music. I fuck with Madonna. I just like a lot of this like atmospherical, orchestrated, like 80s pop shit. It's
Naked
almost,
Eyes, always something there to remind you. Come on, Eileen. Like, it was just all fucking, they're all bangers.
Dexy's Midnight Runner.
Yeah, they're all bangers, really. They're all wedding songs. They're all the wedding songs here, pretty much.
That white people love. They're wedding songs that white people just lose their shit
You're
to.
damn right. That white people love.
I know.
I'm not ashamed, Ellie.
I'm not. I think it's great. You want to see white people get turned? Turn on that shit.
Here, we're going to get to our final segment, but before we do, plug your stuff. Plug the Bars Over Media, wherever we can catch you, your streaming and stuff like that. Go on.
Yep. So you can find me everywhere at Hero The Emcee. That is at HeroTheEmcee. That's everywhere. Super easy to find me. And then Bars Over Bars Media at Bars Over Bars Media. We live stream 7 days a week. We have 5+ a month in-person events. So we're trying to create hip hop television here in New England, and it's all content geared towards artist discovery and artist outreach. So if anybody watching this wants to submit music, please just send it to Bars Over Bars Media and we'll play it.
Awesome. Very cool. Now, the Gun to Your Head segment, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It's kind of like a Would You Rather. It's 2 questions each, or 1 question, whatever people have. You got to answer them, and you pick the best question at the end. Now, everyone else here is a sore loser except me. Everyone keeps score.
Because Scott's used to it.
No, you don't get to build up your question. We told you can't do that shit anymore.
Scott's used to losing, so he's fine with it.
So, you know what? Everyone builds up their repertoire like they're the greatest questions ever. I'm the most humble person you'll ever meet. So what we do is we go around in a circle and ask 2 questions. Now, it's not like your typical Would You Rather, Cheetos or Doritos. We add a little wordplay involved, right, sometimes. So I'm going to start and we'll go around a circle. So first question. For 1 month, would you rather have no mirrors in your house or live in a house of mirrors?
Okay, Jimi Hendrix, relax.
House of Mirrors.
So you can't. You'd let him live in a house of mirrors for 1 month. Okay, go on, Eric. Go on, Eric.
Just a month? Yeah, that's a month.
Okay, it's pretty creepy, but whatever.
Would you rather eat uncooked pancake batter or get battered by a man named Pancake?
Uncooked pancake batter.
What a guy named Pancake.
No,
Got
Pancake.
beat up by Pancake.
I do not want to get beat up by someone named Pancake.
That's a good one.
Right,
All right.
Sounds like you would definitely be a power bottom for sure.
Would you rather be the wizard who killed Dumbledore or always stumble into doors?
I'd want to be known as the person who killed Dumbledore. I think that's a flex. I think that's a flex.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, Brian, you
Dumbledore.
know, if you've read all the books, you could have just asked him if he'd rather be Snape, but whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't read them. I'm on the first.
Ellie, you got one?
Yeah. Would you rather have to eat a flower every day for the rest of your life, or have a flower growing out of the top of your head for the rest of your life?
Do I need to water it to live?
No, just gross.
How big does
Don't
it grow?
think about it too hard.
I'll take the flower one, the flower in the head.
Yeah,
What kind
I
of
guess
flower?
you'd have to.
Unless you count edibles as marijuana.
I could just wear a hat. Like I'm
It'll
wearing
go
a hat
through
right
that.
now.
It just keeps growing. It's like a Abe
It's
Lincoln
not gonna
hat.
grow through the hat. I'll just snip it.
Yeah.
You have a flower growing out of your head. Obviously, normal rules don't apply, so it's gonna go through the hat.
All right. Would you rather only be able to eat heroes for the rest of your life, or you can never hear the letter O?
Well, that's a vowel. That's a tough one.
Very tough. Think it over. Let it stew.
When people greet you, you think they say hell.
God,
I fuck with gyros.
They can say hi.
I fuck with gyros. I'll try that.
Heroes?
Sandwich? Okay.
That's right.
Gyros?
You guys say
Well, hero's
Gyros.
a sandwich.
Gyros?
no, gyro, not gyro. It's gyro.
No, but like a hero is a sub.
A sub.
Euros? How many euros are we talking about?
No,
This
a hero is a
question
sub.
so bad.
How many gyros?
Okay, whatever.
Oh,
Moving
God.
on.
This is Scott's technique to keep it fresh in your head.
There you go.
Would you rather only be a well-known rapper in New England, or be a global star but you have to live in stupid England?
Damn, it rains all the time.
Yes.
Oh, because New England has such great weather. Okay.
Hey, we got trees that turn orange and shit. It's nice.
Yeah. Foliage.
What do you got over there? Dirt? Sand?
Well, technically, yeah, because I'm in the desert, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys got
She's
great
got
weather
she's got a
over there.
window. She's got a little window.
I love it in New England. I'll stay here.
Hell yeah. I like that answer. That's a great question. Great answer. Go ahead.
You can't remember the pompousness when you pick a winner. Not me. Go on, Brian.
Always you.
Always.
Yeah,
He's
right.
playing you for a fool.
Would you rather have to dress like Little Red Riding Hood or live in a Red Roof Inn?
Oh, God.
Red Roof Inn.
Fair. Who wants to wear a dress? Ellie, you got one more or no?
Kitty.
Okay. Would you rather have feet for hands or hands for feet?
Oh, like a full chimpanzee. Yeah, hands for feet.
Fair enough. All right, hero.
I'd be ambidextric. Is that the word?
Ambidextrous, but yes.
That's true.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got you.
Be anorexic.
Hero, pick a winner. Don't feel pressured to pick one.
Be quiet, you.
Question, go on.
I'm messing with the one named E. I'm very afraid of her because I think she's gonna send someone after me because I don't fuck with straws.
That made me so happy because Eric thought you met him and he started dancing.
One named E.
Eric started a victory dance, and I am so happy. I've never been happier to lose at this game in my life.
Yeah, that was once he said she, I was like, well,
you started dancing.
You're such a twat. You think of me. Oh, E. Oh, it's me. Definitely. Because you're the only person who's named with E.
All right, Hero, thanks for coming on, man. We'll let you go now.
Thanks, homie. Thanks for the win.
thanks, man.
You got it.
Very cool, bro. We'll peep your stuff, Barcelona Media. Check them out. For everyone else, check out TruExactRadio.com. All our shows, Mark Side of the Ring, Sharp Bets, Fantasy Sets, Random You with Ellie and Brian, TruExact Show with our interviews every Friday. And once again, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it, brother.
Word. Have a good night, guys.